Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Money comes big, yeah. It's not small, no.
Kiss my entire.
Oh, my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man's world.
Ow!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Doc's Coffee Shop. Welcome, Tanner Hurley.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, brother, man. We were having a great conversation backstage. We have no guest today, so we're just going to keep right on having a great conversation about comics, about art, about the creative process. Let's say hello to the chat, Tanner.
Oh man, yeah, I've been knee deep in the chat.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Okay, so Glenn Fleming is, calling out the beautiful, the lovely Tanner. Let's see. Feels like I show up just to see Doc's intro. Damn right.
Damn Skippy.
Mr. Big himself, Wayne Klingman, dropping a link for Bugsy.
Oh, what's going on, brother?
Good to see you. Good to see you, Glenn. Good to see you. Abo Grizz, Lupon's hanging out in the chat. Lovely to see you. Kirby is here watching us from Japan.
Hey.
You're welcome, Kirby.
I'm jealous. I haven't been to Japan in over 20 years.
I waved at it when I sailed by.
Yeah, that's actually where I met my wife. But she's not Japanese though. That's what cracks everyone up because they're always, oh, you met your wife in Japan? Is she Japanese? I was like, no, she's green-eyed, blonde hair. We just happened to serve.
A lovely young lady. Oh, she served also?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. What was her MOS and rank? Did she outrank you?
No, she never outranked me. She could have. Had she stayed in, after Dominic was born, she probably could have because they hated me. Like my leadership hated me.
Oh my God! So my stepbrother retired as a master sergeant from the Marine Corps, and he married a master sergeant from the Marine Corps. So I give them. I found a cure for my dyslexia. It's music to my ARS. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, she outranks you now, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she does.
Listen, but yeah, I give them shit. My stepbrother and I don't know what to call her, my stepsister-in-law.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Both master sergeants, both got the Geedunk salad from their nipples to their neck, and both of them combat vets, and who's in charge around the house? And without fail, Jim just goes, "Who do you think?" Doc Tanner ain't gonna answer truthfully. He looks like the type who thinks he outranks his wife. No. I listen. I can vouch. He knows who's in charge. Look, you'll see this look happen. You ready? Tanner's on stream. He's having a good time, and he'll go, "I gotta go," because the wife has summoned him.
It's so true.
If you rearrange the letters, it spells ears. That's what I was after, Glenn. I know perfectly well that arse is ass. Come on, man. Do I strike you as an illiterate Philistine? Come on.
Oh,
the chat's on fire. Hey, first of all, if you're watching over on Twitter, we're glad to have you watching. If you want to interact with the chat with the guests or the hosts, then you have to actually click on the video to watch it in a separate window, and then the chat will open up and you can comment there. Tanner, let's see, we got 20 people watching on Critical Blast over on the Twixter, and then we've got the rest scattered throughout my show, my channel, Madness on X, me on X, whatever. Anyway, wherever you're watching from, we're glad to have you.
Absolutely. Always glad to have you.
Yeah. Pour yourself a cup of coffee. Come on in. We're going to be hanging out, having a good time.
You got some good stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, we do. We do. No, I didn't miss it. The show earlier I was producing backstage. So Pops's internet goes out. They're in a snowstorm. And he PMs me and tells me what's going on. Could I get backstage and produce? And I'm like, okay, I still have a show to set up. But yeah, I'll do that. So I jumped backstage and I noticed the time. I'm like, fuck, when does this show end? Because I got to get my show set up. So as soon as Les was finished, you guys, man, I was off to the panic races. I got to go make a pack of cigarettes. I got to upload the memes. I got to upload the babes of the week. I got to blah, 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 blah. Now, we're not really going to have a babe of the week this week because Pops isn't here to set up the poll for us. We have our contestants. They'll be up for next week. So our returning champion.
Get a preview.
Yeah, we'll give you a little preview this week. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Where is that stinger? Oh my God. There it is. Henry Lee Summers, boys and girls. I love that guy's music, man. He was just fun stuff. So, our returning champion is the brunette. I don't really know why. She's cute. She's pretty. And she's sitting there with her boobs hanging out. Maybe that's it. So our new ginger challenger is just enjoying a cup of coffee. But then blonde's got to show up. Being all, whoops, my strap fell down. Oh, whatever.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. Oh, it's good to see you feeling better there. Stephen B. Everyone, it cycled through the community. We had a lot of folks. A lot of folks were sick last week and the week before.
Me and the wife, we were. It was just caused by all this pollen in the damn air.
Welcome to the South, baby.
Yeah.
We don't
I've been here 6 years. I don't know if you get used to it or not.
No, I was immune for most of my life, but after COVID, I'm now susceptible. COVID messed me up, man. It's scar tissue on my lungs. When I sneeze different now. I've always been an achoo, one and done sneezer. Now I'm a double sneezer.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. Of course, made the smokers act much worse, but Oh, here we go. The brunette, and the brunette wins 1, 2, and 3. Abo says that's why I don't drink after people. I don't either, but I drink after myself, and that's bad enough. Listen.
Oh, come on. We've been stuck with so many, needles and things that we didn't even know about. We're immune to everything. Now, I drink it all. It doesn't bother me at all.
I'm here to tell you, when I got out of the military, he's not lying about inoculations, man. You get so many immunizations, and you no longer even ask what they're for. You don't even care anymore. Just shoot it. I don't care. But for the first 8 years after I was out, I never got a cold. I never got sick, ever. I think I was immune to everything, Tanner. Well, so let's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, according to one of my buddies, who's he has a plethora of knowledge just rolling around in his head, but he was like, did you know that after when you've done so many years, let's say you do 20 years or more, he said you won't ever need another shot in your life. And I was like, yeah, that's funny, we had a lot of shots. He's like, no, it's scientifically proven. Someone did a study, and it showed that, like, for people that get the flu shot and everything, he said, no, you've had it so much that, like, it doesn't matter what the strain is, like, it ain't gonna do nothing to you.
All right. Here comes the disclaimer for YouTube, so they don't strike us. We are not doctors. We are not providing medical information. This is merely anecdotal information.
It's just an anecdote.
Anecdotal information. Let's do a little something here we like to call, and that's what you're all here for. All right, Carrie, you need to understand something. All right. When I pour a cup of coffee into my regulation size 12-ounce mug that has pariah on it, by the way, I only fill it halfway because I want my coffee hot all the way to the bottom. Pour a full cup and it keeps getting colder and colder and colder.
I don't think she also understands the fact that your giant man hands make the cup look small.
Well, this is true.
Just saying.
Maybe I look like a little fellow. I don't know. I am 6 foot
No,
two,
you're not.
265 pounds. I am not a little fellow.
Like I said, this is a normal size cup, but see, I'm a little guy. I make the cup look big.
He tunes in for the intros. Damn it, I'm trying to do meme review here. Of course, our friend Max Devill comes out here. He's 6'4" or 5. I forget what.
I know. Massive.
Big old guy. So this guy is still out here proving himself to be a waste of air. Rob Reiner, a life spent proving that Archie Bunker was right. Meathead. So we got some Dune for you. Walk without rhythm to avoid attracting the worms. Well, Monty Python had that down years ago. The truth does not require your participation in order to exist, but bullshit does. There's your profound thought for the day. We've got another profound one in here too. We'll get to it. But you know, the Taco Bell in the commercial versus the Taco Bell you actually get at the drive-thru.
Oh man, ain't that the truth?
Says a lot, and it is true.
There's a lot of truth behind that.
It is true. But you know, Taco Bell's not really Mexican. It's its own thing.
It is.
And I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie though, man. I like me some Taco Bell.
Well, yeah.
Give me them crusty tacos that have been under the heat lamp for an hour. I'll eat them. Just take that nasty lettuce and tomato shit off there. Give me meat, cheese, and sauce, and I'm good. I was the only one that gave a shit in this relationship. Amber Heard. She left her grumpy. She left her grumpy in the bed. This one comes to us from our friend Carrie. If you've got memes you want me to show on the show, just hit me up, DMs or PMs. It is time to flush, boys and girls. Lord have mercy. And there I am, you know, just trying to watch a movie in peace.
Poor kid.
Poor kid, that poor child. Speaking of that one, Tanner, did you see the trailer for the new Star Wars, The Acolyte?
I have, actually.
I have something to say about that, Tanner.
I'm listening.
I defy you to find the straight white male anywhere in that trailer.
Well,
I'll wait.
It's that's the unicorn of Hollywood.
It's all women and soy boys or Asians. You know, anything but a white male.
Yeah.
Talk about kicking a dead horse. Zoom in on that sign, and it really says you'll never get to work on time. Ha ha ha.
But I love the person who put that up there.
Yes, don't tell me the DOT doesn't have a sense of humor. They know.
They know.
Listen, I have a theory about this sign, by the way. This guy was actually late getting to the job site because of traffic that he himself is causing. And he got berated, but he's in charge of the sign. So he's like, fuck you. I'll put this up there. But here's one for those of you that may have forgotten. No, you will not be mandating anything to me. Apparently, there's been some confusion on your part about the relationship we have. You work for me. I'm not your servant nor your slave. I will not be talked down to. I will not be mandated to, and I will not be forced to do anything against my will. You are my employee. It's not your place. Get it straight. We the people.
We the people.
So to our government, we say, pick one and suck it. This has been another exciting episode of Meme Review. I'm not going to play the stinger again.
Oh, man. And that's funny you bring up The Acolyte. Yeah, I watched the preview just yesterday, actually.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Don't you be mansplaining to me.
Oh, but I did.
You got mansplained.
Still here. Haha. You know?
You think there's no Taco Bell in Japan? Well, fuck my vacation. I'm not going there.
But they do have a McDonald's that serves burgers like the shrimp burger.
Yes. Trump is running for president again. Thank God. You know, Carrie says, thank you for sparing me from watching it. I'm here to provide you with this public service. If we only cared enough to be invoked watching TV.
I'll tell you what, you know what I've been marathoning lately is
Tell me.
Yellowstone.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh,
That's good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
The
addicted
daughter,
to that one.
the daughter is a vicious bitch.
Yeah, she is. I'm
With no-
only in season 3 right now, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. It's my wife watched all of those. There was the 1812, the whatever.
Oh
I forget.
yeah, I've watched all those too.
She's watched all of them, and I've just caught bits and pieces from her watching.
Oh
but
man, the prequel series are well. That's what got us into it. So we watched the I think it was 1812, the first one.
Yeah.
And that was really good. And then we started watching the one with Harrison Ford in it. And my gosh, I'm telling you, like
they were good. Helen Mirren was great.
Helen Mirren, yeah. I mean, good God, you know.
There was. I mean, we forget. You look at Helen Mirren, and she has in recent years played a lot of older characters because she's an older lady. We forget Helen Mirren was a stunner back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, she was dropped.
Oh, I didn't forget.
Gorgeous.
No.
But the one I'm on right now is Shogun.
I watched Caligula back in the day.
Oh, there you go. Tanner.
Hey, what, you know.
So the one I'm watching right now, I can't say I'm binging because I'm actually watching it weekly, is Shogun.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. That's the next one I want to get into.
Oh, zero woke.
Yeah.
Absolutely true to the source material. Beautifully shot, wonderful acting. It is amazing. It's great. Glenn says, check your PMs. I'm scared to, Glenn. Let me go see what Glenn has sent me. Oh, hell yeah. Let me, I'll just share a screen and show these. How about that? Share screen. Old Dirty Fatty in the house. Good to see you, brother. I'm just going to share the whole screen here. And then we're going to get over here. Here we go. Socialism happens. Socialist system collapses. But that wasn't real socialism, so they try it again. And it collapses again. I mean, that's just
a circle. It just keeps going.
It is. Oh, well, there's Glenn hanging with
Great picture.
Jack Kirby. Abraham Lincoln once said, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. This was in the Gettysburg Address, and don't you forget it.
And you know, there are some people that would see that and they would believe it wholeheartedly.
Yep. Don't you remember when Abraham Lincoln said we're going to the moon? Okay, listen. I love memes. But if your entire education comes from just memes and TikTok videos, you are not going to have a firm grasp on reality, boys and girls.
Like my children that I've had to edit their social media intake.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how bad it was, you know, and until recent, you know. I don't want to sound like this just happened yesterday, but you know, kind of speaking on, you know, the events that have been unfolding as of like Christmas of last year.
It's a woke mind virus that is spread through the internet. Do you honestly think when you see the plethora of people espousing that they have, for example, dissociative personality disorder, and they have whole YouTube channels built around it, and they can just switch to an alternate personality for you on the spot? You think that's real, or do you think that's a mind virus? Do you really think there are that many trans toddlers, or is that a mind virus?
Yeah.
You know, so I say that to say this. Tanner is being a proactive parent, as he should be, and moderating what his children are exposed to. Good for you, sir. Cheers. Cheers. That's parenting done right. Get that massive mug up there and offend Carrie.
I've also gotten rid of a bunch of streaming channels like Disney.
Could you imagine back in the day when it was the Wonderful World of Disney and you would watch Jim go wrestle the alligator?
Yeah.
You know, that one day Disney would be this toxic,
would have never
woke
thought in a million
disease. Yeah. I identify as a lazy pork.
Oh.
I pronounced that correctly. Yep. Well, that's why you're old, dirty, fatty, old. Dirty, fatty. Say it. Grey Wolf, good to have you here. WD Smith hanging out with us. Glad to have you. So we were talking. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I go a bit further than that for my kids. I don't think internet's for them. If they want to look something up, we do it together. Good for you. Now, Kirby's kids are young, are very young, and that is good parenting. Yeah, that is good parenting.
You know, he used to be, you know, so they reach a certain age, and, you know, I believe in all fairness, you know. So, you know, we got the older two, you know, one's off in the army and doing great things, you know.
He can watch whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants. You know, and then he's followed by, you know, his 16, soon to be 17-year-old brother.
Right.
Who also, you know, basically gets the run of the mill. You know, we trust him for the most part. You know,
right.
we just have to do little spot inspections on Caden.
Trust until you, yes, trust until you give me a reason not to.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we really started allowing the floodgates for the older two at about 14. So, you know, that's when we start opening it up and just seeing how life
Welcome, Michael.
welcome.
It's Michael Desjardins. Desjardins. Did I say that right? I hope. Sounds French to me.
Carrie has invoked Tom McDonald. I love Tom McDonald.
We'll come back to that in a second. It's really hard because even kids' games, you have adults. My friend, yeah. Let's Carrie's being profound. Let's go back and hit this one. Tom McDonald reviewed a video of someone saying they didn't know the difference about dating trans women or saying there's no difference. Tom McDonald straight face says the P is the difference. The coochie is the difference.
Yes. Yes. I saw that actually. I
Oh, tell him what he's won there, Chuck. I'm not reading that for any amount of money, but that was funny as hell.
Oh, no.
Oh, Michael says I got it right. I'll never do it again, but it's always good to see you too, Michael. I'm glad you're here. Oh, my God. Listen, we're having more fun than anyone should be allowed to have. Damn it, Glenn. Oh, wait a minute. Nikki says, good afternoon, Doc. It's my birthday. Would you put on the fedora? I can't. I have to wear my headphones. I would love to have it. My desktop speakers, for whatever reason, when I got Clip Studio and my pad working, it cut out my speakers. So I will say this. Happy birthday to you. And yes, you know what? By God, I will wear the fedora for you. I won't be able to hear for a minute, but I'll be right back. Tanner, tell them that one joke you know.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, 3 guys walk into a bar. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't have a lot of jokes. I have dad jokes, and then they hit me on like spur of the moment, you know. So, unfortunately, I don't have any jokes. But hey, Chris, how's it going? But yeah, no, I you know, my kids are, you know, 13 and 14, and so we're allowing them to, you know, explore life a little bit more until I realized that the internet is a horrible place, you know. And I think it was Carrie. I think Carrie said, "Hey, there we go. We got the fedora."
I can actually kind of hear.
Hey, there you go.
Excuse me while I cough my brains out.
56 years young.
It is a scary time to be raising kids. Fortunately, mine are raised and gone.
Yeah,
Even my
parents,
grandkids
I
are
was
driving
talking with
cars.
them, and they were like, "Yeah, we're really glad that we had you kids like when we did, because we don't envy you at all." Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be.
Thanks.
I wouldn't want to be raising a kid right now, and I wouldn't want to be a kid right now.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well,
All right.
I talk about the 80s and the night, growing up in the late 80s, and then being an adolescent teenager in the 90s. I talk about the 80s and 90s all the time to my kids, and they just look at me in awe, like, "Oh, you can do that." So good times.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I grew up in the 70s, and I was grown and out the door by 1984. But I remember in the 70s, man, toys that did not have disclaimers on them because we were stupid. We knew not to throw the lawn darts at each other's heads.
Right.
But if you did, it was just survival of the fittest. We didn't need helmets on bicycles, because, again, survival of the fittest.
Oh, Carrie, you're so sweet. No, it's the internet is kind of like, I don't know. It takes away all the wrinkles that I have.
Here's my theory.
Tags aren't as bad.
No, I think Tanner is actually Carl Urban's stunt double. You better believe it. All of that stuff. All of it.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Listen,
man,
I watched the moon landing live when it happened. I was very young, but I was old enough to, once I realized what was happening, I still remember to this day. It was daytime here on the East Coast when they landed on the moon. I ran outside to look up to see the moon, and I was perplexed. How can they be landing on the moon? It's not up there. Carrie says, I was born in 83. I thought you mean you were younger than me.
No, I'm older.
Listen, Tanner's actually got gray hair under that hat. Don't let him fool you.
I do have gray hair under the hat. But it's totally like, I used to make fun of Mr. Fantastic. I always thought he was just, I did. I just, I always thought he looked funny, and he was just kind of weird. And then I got older, and karma hit, and they're like, how dare you make fun of Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah,
now we're going to make you look like Mr. Fantastic. And it's all gray. It's super gray where I shave it.
The first time I saw Tanner without his hat, I'm like, who's this old fucker? Just saying. We're having too much fun. Way too much fun here today. Yeah, I remember Barbara Mandel having a show. My parents insisted on watching it, and my parents never understood that the impact of country music in the 70s on me, when it was the most depressing shit you could possibly listen to. It made me want to jump in front of a bus, and they would turn that shit on and blare it through the house on that big console stereo, and I just wanted to I didn't want to live when I listened to it.
Hey, Fanta, how are you?
Fanta, darling, always glad to see you. Yeah, them mandrels. I don't want to hear this. Let me out of here. And Donnie Osmond would sing, she's a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll. Listen, Donnie, you weren't rock and roll. You weren't even a little bit rock and roll. But she was damn sure country, and I had to get the fuck out of the room when she came on. Excuse my language. Don't forget the same woman who sang Stand By Your Man saying DIVORCE. Yeah, it was horrible. There were songs, I wish I was a teddy bear, not living or loving or going nowhere. How depressing is that? Yeah, Donnie wasn't even country.
Being a kid joking around about country music, and it was like, yeah, if you play a country music record backwards, you get your dog back, your wife back, your house back, your truck back.
His dad was only 5 years older than Elvis. When he found out he was from Tupelo, Mississippi, that's when he started liking him. My mother surprised me. Now, I knew my mother was an Elvis fan from way back, but imagine my surprise. I rolled up to her house one time, and this was right before she passed away. My mother was in good health until she passed. She had a stroke. So I rolled out there, and I hear music blaring because they're out in the back working in the garden. And it's Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's CCR. I'm like, I run in the house thinking some hooligan has taken over my mother's house. No, it was Mom. We have music together, Mom.
Well, so I've got a similar story. You'll appreciate this one because so my parents are musicians, or they were. They're kind of But anyhow, they were musicians when I was younger, and artists and all that kind of stuff. So I grew up in a very artsy world.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so my parents were rock and roll, but it was more like classic rock, that kind of stuff, which is, good stuff. I'm not knocking it, but I was a little bit more, harder, coming into my teenage years and everything. Well, I come home and Kiss, I come home and I hear something and I'm like, what is that? I was like, that's Metallica. I was like, why is it coming from the basement? So I go into the basement, and it is, and I follow it into where my dad's little studio is, and it's my mom on the drum set just wailing to some, just doing her best to
awesome
to mimic it, just doing her best to mimic.
No, she was momming it.
She was momming it. She was momming it, and I was just in shock and awe. I was like, what? My mom plays Metallica?
That's awesome. That is truly awesome. My mother had this, and a lot of people have this weird mindset. Like, if before the hair bands, all right, there was an era of metal that was just priceless. This was the era of Ozzy's solo albums. Kiss's two heaviest albums came out at that time. You had Quiet Riot, you had Iron Maiden, singers who could sing.
Yes.
Musicians who could just kill it. But they weren't, trying to be the little pretty boy hair bands, right? Well, a lot of people then and now say, when they heard one of those ballads from back then, a love song or whatever, well, that's not metal. Yes, that's good, but that's not metal. Wait a minute. If you hear a fast country song talking about, driving your truck down to the creek, it's country. If you hear a slow country song, it's country. Why does that not apply? Yeah, Deep Purple also. Why does that not apply to metal? Come on now. Yeah, see, I stopped really caring for Ozzy stuff with the arrival of Zakk Wylde.
Really?
I'm just not a fan.
That? You don't like Zakk?
Randy Rhoads was amazing. Jakey Lee came in and did the impossible.
Yeah.
He carved out a sound for Ozzy that was completely distinct and unique from Randy, and just as good. I mean, Bark at the Moon. Come on.
Oh yeah. I've got those riffs stuck in my head right now.
Yeah. I defy anyone to listen to the Randy stuff or listen to the Jakey Lee stuff and tell me that Zakk is better. Zakk can sing, and I give him that. I take nothing away from Zakk. Don't misunderstand me. Pops loves him some Zakk Wylde.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan.
Oh no, I'm not judging. Everyone has an opinion, and that's what makes America great.
Absolutely, you're free to like what you like.
Damn,
but anyway, when I first came out, so the first album I bought for myself, and I'm not going to give the name of the album because it really ages me, but I brought a Kiss album home, and a typical Kiss album has one good Gene Simmons song, one good Paul Stanley song, and then the rest of them are just filler. That's always what the albums are. So I would listen to the same songs over and over and over again because I didn't want to hear Great Expectations. All right. I didn't care for it. How dear, good to see you. Welcome. But my mother, she heard Detroit Rock City, and there's no internet back then. So she put some work in to finding the lyrics. And she said, do you realize what this is about? And I was ready for her, though. I said, yes, it's a cautionary tale about young people drinking and driving. And she went. And at the young age of 14, I poured my coffee and walked out the door.
Yes.
My first album was the Beatles' Abbey Road. Listened to it at least twice a month. Hell yeah, man. Absolutely.
Oh God, that's good stuff. You know, my dad was a big Beatles and well, still is, but you know, Beatles and Stones fan. With his favorite probably being Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones.
Listen, you can't not acknowledge that with that much material, the Stones aren't going to have at least 4 or 5 songs that everybody likes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the dude is awesome.
Actually, my first in-person concert was the Rolling Stones, opening by Lenny Kravitz. That was a good concert, I might say.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. You know, there was a technique, and mind you, I was a musician back in the time I was just referring to. I was playing in a metal band, and the hardest shit to play was always going to be those guys, man. Mm-hmm. And you had to have a singer that could belt it. I'm talking about at least a 4-octave voice. They had to be able to sustain a note and go high. And then all of a sudden, a technique that existed was thrashing. Thrashing was just hitting power chords and palm muting. You would just do that as part of a fill. The next thing we know, this stuff called thrash comes out, which is what they call metal now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all thrash. But it's Cookie Monster voice. And I don't care for it. I want singers who can sing. I want guitar players that can shred, but they can do it with melody.
Yeah.
And bass, you know? So that's kind of my stance on it. And really, I like any music that took talent to make. Mm-hmm. That's it. So don't come at me with rap. Rap's not music. Rap is rap. Not denying that they can write. But it's somebody talking.
So we were talking about Ozzy a little bit, you know, and talking about, you know, predecessors and stuff like that. How do you feel about Dio? Okay, I was just curious, you know, because man, I am a huge fan personally of old Ronnie James Dio.
the best show I ever went to was Sacred Heart.
Oh man. I bet that was good.
Let me tell you guys, you had to be there to experience it. This was the early days of computer controlled lasers. And I'm on the front row. And this red orb comes down and settles on the stage. And all of a sudden it opens and Dio's head is in there. I don't know how they did that. And he goes, "Welcome, my children." And I don't know what he said after that because the audience lost their fucking minds, and so did I. But that was a seriously badass show. And his cover, this was in '86, I think. His cover of Heaven and Hell that he did had to be one of the. I mean, this was a place that was packed, 30,000 people in an arena screaming their lungs out. When they started Heaven and Hell, you could have heard a pin drop in that place. Oh, it was good. Oh man, on the Silver Mountain is awesome. Oh, yeah, man. Dio was all about yeah. 3 feet tall. This is absolutely true. Tiny little guy, and he is missed, by the way. And he said, by the way, there's a quote. I'll find it if I have to. I'll bring the receipts. He said exactly what I just said about music. He said, thrash and grunge killed metal. Period. Full stop. He didn't make any apologies for it. He goes, I got respect for those guys, but that's not metal.
Yeah.
What is up, Mr. Sanopa? The tiny guy with the huge lungs. Yeah, dude, hold a note for a week.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, he could belt it. I ended up buying the remastered vinyl of Holy Diver. So,
we used to do Holy Diver. We did Rainbow in the Dark and Last in Line in our set.
Man, how could you not?
Last in Line was a blast to play, man. But it wasn't really an audience winner. Like people weren't losing their shit. But when you came out with dun 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 dun, dun for Holy Diver, they stormed the stage.
Now, I get it. We were talking about music and grunge. I can look back on retrospect and be like, oh yeah, grunge really wasn't as good as I thought it was in the 90s. When I was a punk ass kid. However, there is a little caveat to that. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden was a different breed of grunge.
Chris Cornell was amazing.
And Chris Cornell was
amazing. I'm going to say it. Okay, I was hating on grunge because of what it was doing to metal. Okay, flannel had no place in metal. That's just as far as I was concerned.
Right.
But I'll say this, man, in hindsight, with a little perspective on it, Chris Cornell and Eddie Vedder, if you want to catch chills, look up on YouTube Pearl Jam covering Rain Over Me by The Who.
Oh, yeah. Holy
cow. That was amazing. All right, you just redeemed yourself, Tanner, because she loves her some Chris Cornell.
Well,
yeah, Richie
I
Blackmore.
appreciate that. Yes, no, because I did. I loved grunge growing up. I was all into the grunge music scene and everything like that. And of course, my favorite was Soundgarden above all the other grunge bands. While everyone else was like, oh man, Nirvana's where it's at. They're good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say.
Listen, but come on now. The Weird Al cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh man.
Where he's got the marbles in his mouth. Can't understand what I'm saying now. Yeah, Fanta knows I've told this story before. I had the opportunity to meet and talk at length with Chris Cornell, and we were friends on AOL. His AOL screen name was Big Dumb and Sexy, and but we met. I was at a recording studio in Atlanta, and I didn't know who he was, but he was sitting in there's a lounge, and there's when you're not recording, you go out there. And I wasn't allowed in the back because I found out later a big name band was in there, and I don't remember who it was. I wish I could. I used to say it was Dio, but Dio didn't record in Atlanta. So I can't remember who was back there, but I wasn't allowed to go back. So I'm just sitting out there bullshitting with this guy, and it turns out it was Chris Cornell. So I was like, oh, okay, you're a somebody. I'm a nobody. Nice to meet you.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, not a fan of new metal, but Linkin Park had a couple of good songs.
Linkin Park was good.
And I'll say this, I started to have some hope with Nightwish as a band. They're really good. Evanescence with Amy Lee is sort of metal. There's some really powerful vocals.
Amy Lee can belt it out. But who can actually drown out Amy Lee is Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm.
Lizzie Hale and I can't pronounce her name from Nightwish, that singer.
Oh yeah.
What is it? What is that name? Chat, help me out. Lead singer for Nightwish. That girl went on stage,
blank, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
And brought out an opera singer to sing a duet with her, and she matched his ass note for note and then some all day long.
Well, there was a concert where Evanescence was with Hailstorm, and they got out there and they started singing, and Lizzie Hale started slowly, she didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't like to out or anything, but she just started taking over Emily's vocal.
I've seen those videos, man.
And I was like,
but they sounded great together. I mean, it was awesome.
Together.
It was awesome.
But I mean, so you realize how much Lizzie Hale can belt it out.
Yeah. But I found myself early in the 2000s when I was espousing the same point of view. My metal loving friends who thought Metallica hung the stars in the moon. If you espouse that, they would lynch you. Oh, Metallica's the greatest ever. Listen, James Hetfield is not a vocalist. He's a front man who plays guitar. All right. Imagine if Metallica put a little bit of melody into some of their music and had a Dio front man.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just saying.
Now you're talking about a super band.
Oh, Fanta's coming in with a hard take. Prince wrote "Nothing Compares to You." Sinead O'Connor, not Sinbad, made it popular, and Chris Cornell made it unforgettable. There you go. I don't think he meant Sinbad. He was a comedian, and he was funny as shit. I loved Sinbad.
Heck yeah.
All right, so we have reached a point in the show. We're having so much fun. I don't even want to break the stride, but
oh man, I know, right?
We're going to do a little something called
Greetings and salutations, comic fans. I'm Tanner Hurley with another great moments in comic history. And today I'd like to talk about Keith Giffen. And specifically I want to talk about the 90s era Keith Giffen. Okay, so I have Lobo and Fantaside. Okay. And this is my introduction to Keith Giffen. Like I probably knew of him and had his run on like Teen Titans and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But when I saw this art, it hit me right between the eyes, and I said, "This is amazing stuff right here." He later came out with his own character Trencher for Image Comics, which I think is highly underrated. And
agreed.
I wish that would have taken off.
One of the best books wildfire. Image had.
Yes, it was. It definitely was. But I love this style. You know, it was very hyperbolic, over the top cartooning. And I know like cartoonist Kayfabe has come out and said, about they felt bad for his colorist because of all the lines and everything that was on there. But I think that's what made it really great.
Tanner, do you know who in our community is channeling this same spirit? Is Justin? Help me out, Fanta. You stream with him. Unhinged. Jason, is it Justin? Jason? He's got that same irreverent,
really
hatchy, just crazy line work, extreme proportions, kind of a little bit like Donald DeLay, but even wilder. Jason Bascom.
I'm gonna have to
look him up on the Twitters, and also he is Unhinged on YouTube. Go give him a subscribe. If you like Trencher, you want to you want to check out Jason Bascom's work. He is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. I'm sorry I interrupted Tanner. I apologize, but it jumped in my head and I had to spew it out there, brother.
No, I'm glad that you did. No, I'm always excited to see a new artist.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Jason is an incredible artist, and he's keeping that spirit of comics alive.
Oh my gosh! So he's on YouTube.
Yep. And if I ever have Jason Bascom, if you ever even see this in reruns and somebody can clip this for him, I'm a writer and an artist, but I have a book I want to write and I want you to illustrate it. And I'll do a 60-40 split with you on the heavy end of that 60. It's called Popeye Dark Harbor. We got to work together, brother. And if you want to know if I can write, hit me up. I'll send you prose. I'll send you technical writing. I will send you comic book scripts. I'll send you anything you need.
Well, I'm now following him on Instagram.
There you go. I have enough art for Jason to cover a whole wall. Yeah, take a look at some of his work while you're doing that.
I did.
You'll see it.
Got a Ghost Rider here that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got it's almost like Giffen and meets a little bit of Ashley Wood in there.
A little Sam Keithy.
Little Sam Keith. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Just really good stuff. So Jason Bascom, this is a shout out to you, and I'm calling you out, man. I want to work with you. Dude, man, I'm serious. Popeye Dark Harbor. It'll be epic. It'll be epic. Popeye's public domain now.
You've told me. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but you have told me the story, your story
just backstage.
It sounds amazing. Like literally, that is the book I cannot live without.
So just so you know, boys and girls, I'm not just an artist. I can write. There we go. Jason's YouTube channel. There's the link. Everybody, get over there and subscribe. Jason Bascom is legally blind.
What?
Yeah, he has a very rare ocular disorder, but he does not let it stop him from making killer art.
Seriously.
So he's a hell of a nice guy.
Oh man, just subscribed. I got unhinged.
We were talking before the show, Tanner, about that creative process and deconstructing and then exaggerating. All comic books do this. Okay, superheroes, bodybuilders do not look like superheroes. Okay,
No.
They don't. Superheroes look like superheroes. Now somehow Chris Hemsworth and Chris whatever's that did Captain America, they got a superhero build on them. I don't know how they did that, but the whole art, the creative art of drawing comics in any form is about deconstructing what is the basics, what is there, and then reinterpreting it until you develop something that's called a style. The chat. Let's see. Carrie, you owe me a Dr. Pepper. DMH is worth checking out, Tanner, if you haven't seen his amazing. Who is DMH? I don't know that one. Uh-oh, dead air because I got to take this jacket off. It's getting toasty. It's getting toasty in here, Tanner.
Who's DMH, Gary?
We'll wait. We're waiting on you, Carrie. You're holding up the whole show.
No.
Death Metal Hero, Luke. Yeah. Death Metal Hero. Yes.
Death Metal Hero. What is Death Metal Hero?
Well, look it up, Tanner, but not right now. We're doing a show.
Okay.
So Tanner and I were talking.
I'll look this up.
Tanner and I were talking backstage. His son is just starting to draw, the one in the Army. He's on topic list with Jason. Yeah, he's good. I didn't know what DMH was. I know who Death Metal Hero is. Yes, he's a comic artist.
Thank you.
So his son is just starting to draw, and he was reaching out to Tanner. Tanner is also an artist and a writer, guys. If you didn't know, he's got several books behind him, including he didn't do this one, but he's the publisher of Satellite Girl from Chris Ouellette. Chris Ouellette, one of the best looking, most original artists I've ever seen. I mean, this guy is just amazing. So look up Satellite Girl, go find it wherever it's offered and get it.
We got 20 copies that were bought by Dave Finch too. So he's going to be putting that on his show.
Yeah.
So we're excited. So I don't know. I sent him off like a week ago. So whenever he gets some, I can't wait to hear the feedback.
Tanner, we got to get you back publishing again. All you need is a new name.
Yeah, we did we did Satellite Girl. It was it was like how do you say it? So we published it under Apothic, but then we introduced a new studio name that we called 8 Ball Studios.
Right.
So I think I'm going to do everything moving forward under 8 Ball, but I'm not going to register as a company. We're just going to be producing comics, and it's basically direct to the buyer, who made to order, that kind of stuff.
Tanner got a challenge, a copyright challenge on his or a trademark challenge on Apothic Press from someone
I
else.
did.
And I almost did. Mine is Rampart Studios, and there's a Rampart Comics.
Huh.
So don't
No lie.
confuse the two. But hey, Billy Power Max, good to see you. As
Hey,
always,
Billy, how are you?
Always. But I'm in the clear. I checked with my lawyer. You're good. Your logo is completely different. You know, your branding is completely different. So what? Yeah.
Well, I wanted to call it Magic 8 Ball, but I thought that might be a little.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose there.
Yeah.
But that's something we can kick around because you are a top-notch publisher. And
thank you.
I hate to see your talents going to waste. The only thing about Tanner is you tell him to write shit down.
Yes.
Write it down, Tanner. And I say that with all the love in my heart because what was it, 2 weeks ago? I double booked my own show because I forgot. So there's the YouTube channel for Death Metal Hero and his Twitter.
Carrie, I do have some things in the works. I'm working on a little title, and I'll give you a teaser. The title is called Biotech.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
And the main character of that is the Geigertron. So,
we were talking about that backstage too.
We were talking a little bit about that backstage. I drew the final look. It's probably the third or fourth drawing I've done of the Geigertron today.
Are you channeling your inner Keith Giffen?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
Absolutely. And my 14-year-old, my youngest son, comes up to me and he looks at the sketch pad and he's like, "Dad, did you do this?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my sketch pad." And he's like, "This is sick. This is sick." Yeah. He's like,
awesome.
"I think this is the best one you've done so far."
My oldest son has a deliberately adversarial or competitive relationship with me. It's like I taught him to play guitar, and he's a shredder. I'm a bass player, but I taught him guitar, because the basics are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I showed him the chords. I taught him about progressions, taught him timing, taught him how to tune the damn thing, all that stuff. And he was interviewed on a radio show here locally, well, how did you learn to play? And he goes, "Oh, I'm self-taught."
Oh.
And then he comes over here to my studio 4 times now, and he wants a painting lesson. So I paint with him. I show him how to paint. And the next thing I know, he's doing kind of these little craft paintings, like here's Santa eating a cookie or whatever. And someone asked him, "Oh, I didn't know you painted. How did you learn to do that?" "I'm self-taught." Like, you little fucker.
No, I'm definitely fortunate there. Like my kids do give me credit where credit is due.
They give you some credit.
Brennan bucks. I mean, he out of all of my kids, he's the one that bucks the most. Oh my gosh, he is defiant, and he does not. He's 14, and he does not like me. The moment I say no, which is often,
that means you're doing
I
dad.
hate you, Dad. This is why I never liked you. You're a terrible father.
That means you're doing it right. That means you're doing it right.
Oh yeah.
Carrie, I apologize. You did ask this earlier in the chat, and I didn't answer. We're looking. I think Anthony's taking a 2-week vacation.
Oh, nice.
So that threw us back. I think April 15th ish is when we're launching A Damn Dirty Thing. And I was showing Tanner some of the finished pages backstage,
and it looks good.
I'm really looking forward to getting this one done and out there, and then I'm taking a vacation. I have worked.
Yeah.
I have worked on a freaking comic book art every day of my life, not taking any days off for the last 2 years. I need a break. I'm going to paint. I said this after Pariah, but then A Damn Dirty Thing jumped in my head, and I was off to the races. But I already have a lot of the work done for the second Pariah book, so I can give myself a little breathing time. I'm going to paint. I'm going to do a painting a day every day for at least 2 weeks.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I may even live stream them again. I used to do a live paint every Saturday on my YouTube channel and get hundreds of views. Why did I come over to YouTube? Oh, I remember, because freaking Facebook will strike you if you sneeze in the same key that Tchaikovsky wrote in. Like, I was doing a live paint downtown and somebody's car drove by playing music, and I got a strike for that.
Oh, jeez.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, Fanta,
Ooh,
I saw your
Gatlinburg,
post
nice.
about this. She went to the Tennessee Aquarium, which is beautiful. I've been there. But Fanta, did you say you broke your leg? What happened?
Oh, no.
We can't have injuries. There's no injuries in Comicsgate. Oh my goodness.
Everything's peachy keen. We don't get hurt.
Nobody dies here.
Nobody
We just
dies.
get little boo-boos.
Little boo-boos.
Or big boo-boos. Hey, I'm going to play a commercial or two here. It's time to warm your coffee up, stretch your legs, and we'll be back after these messages. A torn meniscus too? You people, you just need to stop. You need to stop. Welcome back, Tanner.
Thank you.
Yeah, Laurie Calcaterra is just killing it.
Yeah, she
out
is.
there, and so is our friend Corissa Grant with Worthy Chaos. These girls have cranked out between them close to 20 books in a year and a half. I'm doing a book a year, Tanner.
Well, for
Holy
some
cow.
people, I pulled an EVS, man. Electric took me about 2 years to accomplish for wave one. That's getting their stuff now.
Yeah. Yep. It's a, I don't even know how to describe it. All right. Let me put it this way. This is the way it used to work, boys and girls. I know, Fanta, so stop it. We're going live, Mr. Smith, probably around the 15th of next month. And I can't wait for it to go live. I'm super excited. Better fun, damn it. I mean, we're going to set our funding goal low. We're not going to worry about it. Ray is in the chat. Ray, what's going on? Good to see
Ray.
you as always. Hey, so I forgot what the hell I was going to say.
Talking about Fund My Comic.
It's just gone.
Oh.
The thought left me. Oh, I was going to say, here's an insider look at how comics used to be made back in the 90s. All right. The publisher has a crew working on any given book. That's your letterer, that's your writer, that's your penciler, that's your inker, that's your colorist. And the way it worked for me as the penciler, I did monthly books back in the 90s, and I could do that. But I only had 20 days because the other people got to have their time too. So I would get a script in the mail. There was no email. Rip open the FedEx package and get to work. And you would have to knock out about, at least a page a day, sometimes two. I did reach 2 pages a day because I did 2 books a month at one point. But I would pencil them and then ship them off to the inker and then forget about it because the next script is already on your desk. And everything was done by FedEx overnight and long distance phone calls. And your long distance bill was usually more than a mortgage payment. It was expensive to do.
Yeah.
And that's the way it worked. So I thought, here we go. I like the gangster film noir genre. I'm working on the Vampire Squad Renfield book 2 now. Yes, it's set in 1932 Chicago historic horror noir of sorts. Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look forward to it. We'll have to have you on the show one day. So I thought to myself, Tanner, I said, well, fuck this taking a year to make a book, man. If I could do a book every month, I can surely knock one out in 2 months. I was wrong.
Oh, I hear you.
Because I'm not an inker. Okay. So I've had to learn as I go. And I can't tell you how many of my drawings that look great, but I effed them up with my ink. So I'm like, nah.
You can. You would think that it's just tracing, but it's not. It's really not.
It's not. And a lot of the stuff, and I'll admit to this crime, pencilers will go, well, that's good enough. The inker can fix it. Yeah, when you're the inker that has to fix it, you look at
then you got to fix it.
You look at a panel and you go, what the hell was I thinking? So now I'm working digitally. I got Max Devill was kind enough. God bless you, Max. He sent me a welcome drawing tablet, and I'm able to work digitally. So now instead of throwing away the 11x17 that you worked all day on, I can just go Control Z and it undoes. Fuck up. It's magic. We'll be here for 15 more minutes. I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to pop in and hang out for a minute or two. It's something we always do. We throw it open. If I don't know you, I won't let you in. So there it is.
How it is.
We've had idiots pop in, and they're just these horrible human beings. There was one last week on someone else's show that
really
he was on camera and he had all this art stuff behind him, and Pops thought he was a new artist showing up on the draw stream. No, he was apparently one of those horrible human beings that just does terrible things. Like they want to show you their little winky and, because they're just disturbed human beings.
Oh.
So we immediately kicked his ass, you got to go. But, it happens. I don't know why people are that mentally disturbed that they do things like that. And keep in mind, I'm a retired counselor, and I have no idea why. Some people just ain't wired right. Or as my dad used to say, their toast don't get done around the edges.
I like that one. I'm gonna have to use that.
I had a friend of mine, their response to people bitching was she quoted her father, and her dad used to say, some people wouldn't be happy if you hung them with a new rope.
My kids will tell you that mine is, oh, that person's a few fries short of Happy Meal.
Yep. But yeah, it's, I get severe mental illnesses. A person is schizophrenic and they see things, they hear things, they have paranoid delusions. I get that. I don't get someone sitting going, hey, what would be a good idea? I think I'll just jump on some random live stream, get on, and then show my winky. What the hell has to go wrong in your thinking to make you think that's a good idea?
Nobody wants to see that.
Hey, welcome, Kirby. What's going on, my man?
Hey, Kirby.
Hey.
How are things in the land of the rising sun?
Oh, everyone's sleeping at 3 a.m. That's when I get to work.
Yep.
The babies are sleeping.
Yeah, Kirby is a fantastic artist, by the way, guys. Now, he's doing a book, but we're never going to get to see it. It's manga, and it's going to be published in Japan. So we never even get to see it, damn you. But the next one, you better. If I write you a script, you better get to work on it, sir. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
What are you working on?
Let's see. I'll show you. I finished. I'm gonna tweet this out or have it tweeted out. Share my screen for the cockfights.
Oh, nice.
It's coming. There we go. We
Yep,
got the buckler. I don't know who this character is. I mean, I don't know. I know it's Rini's character, but I don't know the name.
Yeah, I don't either. But this is good. I like it.
So it's yeah. Right.
Now I've had the privilege of watching Kirby's process, and he works in the weirdest way, but gets the most amazing results. He starts with this very washed paint effect and just starts tightening down.
Oh, wow.
And it's amazing to watch, Kirby.
Oh, thank you. I had to find a new way to draw because because of accident.
Yeah. Les was talking about that. He had a double stroke.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
And had to relearn some stuff. Our friend Levi Skeen, same thing. He had a stroke, and he had to relearn different ways of doing things. I haven't had one yet, so stand by for that. God knows what I'll be producing after that.
Oh, damn. So, Doc's talking about this?
Yeah.
So this is the next one I'm going to have to do. This is the first one. I finished this panel right here on the right. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the one I'm working on right now.
I love the expression on his face where he's biting his lip on panel 3. That's just awesome.
Yeah, we changed it from this one.
Yeah. I mean, they're both good. They're both good, but how perfect! It's like, you motherfucker. You can hear him talking without even the script, and that says a lot about storytelling.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what sequential art's all about,
Yeah.
So this guy's he's a bad guy, and he knows it, and he's dead. So there's these chains coming at him. So obviously, if you're a bad guy and you're dead, you think these things are gonna take you to hell, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to avoid going to hell.
Yeah, he's trying to. I don't want to do that. It's a hard pass on the hell thing. No, thank you.
So yeah, that's what Doc's talking about. But I finished this one. This is for Dillard and Rini. They're gonna have their artist duel 1v1. They call it cockfights. Do you hear about that?
Yeah. I was telling Tanner about it before the show.
All right.
So we've got Rini versus Dillard. We tentatively have Matt Var versus Jim O'Reilly, which will be amazing. And I have called out Anthony Romano. So that's we're going to throw down there too, buddy.
Right, Matt's got that tongue, man.
He can talk shit. Deep. But we were kidding around with Jim O'Reilly on a live stream on the Madness open draw stream, and I relayed the challenge to him, and he goes, "Oh man, I can't do the trash talking thing. I don't even know who Matt Barr is. Who is he? He's a nobody. He can't draw his way out of a wet paper sack. You know, he said it'd be like swatting a fly with a Buick." And he starts trash talking, and I'm like, okay, all right, Jim's got game too. But he's got this very, very polite, meek voice, you know, and he's just whatever. And you know, Matt Barr's rah, he's over the top. But they are both amazing commercial artists. Matt has done work for the NFL. He's done all these, all these things. Jim O'Reilly does trading cards for Tops and Upper Deck, and you know, these guys are. That's going to be a good matchup. But I think Rini versus Dillard is going to be badass also.
Yeah. So,
kind of reminds me of the old drink and draws. It's just more trash talking.
Yeah, this is trash talking is not just allowed; it's encouraged from the chat, from the panel, from the artists, and the loser has to back their opponent's book and publicly acknowledge that they got their ass beat by the other artist.
Yeah, it's a good time. So
now I'm all cocky, Kirby, thinking I can, I'll whoop Anthony. Anthony's got a channel with over 700 subscribers, and it's going to be on his show, so he might win by popular vote.
He cannot host that one. Dillard has to host it.
Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to host it. Yeah. But he could take me by popular vote. But I'm pretty sure I can take him in the drawing.
And the shit talking counts too.
It does.
No matter how good you draw, if they get a good one, that's all people are going to remember when they look at you.
Yeah, when you get righteously burned, it'll live on in perpetuity.
I'm not. I'd have a hard time with that one, and it's not because I can't trash talk. I can't talk right now.
I can't talk.
It's not that I can't trash talk, but I'm like, and my son gets it from me too. We're just cruel. Or when that cap comes off,
Oh, then he'll be fine. That's how Matt Barr is.
Matt Barr has no filters whatsoever. If Matt comes at you, if he comes at you, you're gonna know he came at you.
They used to call me Smiley when I was in the military, and they're like, "Oh, he's just a nice guy. He smiles all the time." But then, when we were fucking around, it was like, "Damn, is that the same person?"
Right?
Oh,
you're just mean, Hurley.
You'll be good for it. Just watch the first couple shows, get a feel for it, and then look around for someone to challenge, publicly challenge them, and have some fun.
Yep. Kirby, who are you going to challenge?
I don't know. I'm going to wait and see how the shows go, and find out who is good. Because I don't really care about winning. I want to be entertaining.
Sure.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I would need to find someone comparable in both artwork and shit talking.
Well, that's the reason I called Anthony out. He's my publisher. So he doesn't have to back my book. He gets it for free already.
But
I think
we were talking one time, and then they said they're talking about Matt Barr versus Koepp one time.
Oh my God!
And I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
Matt Barr, 2 hours for Matt Barr is like he has all the time in the fucking world because that's how fast he is compared to Koepp.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, boys and girls, we have Oh, okay. We have I got messages. Excuse me.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've reached that point in the show where it's time to wrap things up. Renee was great on Graybeards. Watching her against it'll be fun. I should be able to catch the stream live. Yes, how dear. And by the way, Renee went on and smoked Aaron Lopresti in the draw competition they have.
Oh, dang.
And Aaron Lopresti is one of the best there's ever been, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
love Aaron's work.
Dang.
And Renee went over there and beat him. So,
How fast? Who's got the link? Someone give me the link for that. And how fast is Renee? Is he fast?
Renee is faster than Aaron, but Aaron's still fast. I mean, he did this for a living on a monthly book, so he could crank them out.
Yeah.
But I think, in all honesty, they were both really, really good, and I couldn't have picked a winner. But I'll say this: I think she won because Aaron's chat was trolling him.
His own fan.
Oh no.
Yeah, your own chat will totally mercilessly troll you. All right, we got to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you, Kirby, for coming out. Tanner, as always, thank you for being the wonderful human being you are. The chat, you guys have been amazing. The chat has been on fire, but alas, it is that time.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.
Well, what do you know? I finally got the last word.
Good night.